I want to believe that City Skylines 2 is entering its redemption arc and that the new studio marks the beginning of a reset for the game. The latest developer blog gives us reason to be optimistic, even if it doesn't deliver the changes many of us are waiting for. Paradox Interactive removed Colossal Order as the game's developer in November of 2025 and replaced them with an internal team called Iceflake Studios. The new team has released a developer blog titled City Corner, which discusses upcoming changes that may arrive in February. This blog focuses on visual updates, and we still may be a long way from seeing the game's major long-standing issues resolved, but the new team needs time to get up to speed. And if Colossal Order couldn't fix these problems in the years before and after launch, it would be ridiculous to expect Iceflake Studios to solve them just a few months after taking over. Obviously, visual changes alone will not revitalize the game's player base, but Iceflake Studios' willingness to make more frequent small changes and embrace the modding community is a good sign. City Skylines 2 needs a reset, but I'm not expecting a sweeping overhaul like Cyberpunk 2077's Update 2.0 or No Man's Sky's next update. What I do believe is that incremental improvements and an honest accounting of the game's problems can provide the needed reset. To start, Iceflake Studios has been inspired by the Recolor mod by Yen Yang and plans to implement a similar system into the base game, allowing players to recolor buildings, props, and vehicles. This is a useful feature for players who want to fine-tune their city's aesthetics, and taking inspiration from modders is what has always made City Skylines great. Entire districts will be able to be repainted, and in the future, you will be able to save your favorite colors. They are also updating the game's user interface by making the demand bars more prominent, changing some icons, and making the transparent background a solid color. I would not have ranked the game's user interface in the top 10 or even the top 20 problems the game has, but I do like the updated look. Further changes come as they will be improving nighttime lighting to increase visibility and have balanced the amount of clouds so that you might see them more often in your maps. They say that fog settings have also been updated and are now controlled by the weather or the level of cloudiness, which means you might see more fog while experiencing stormy weather, for example. Snow will also cover lots and the surfaces on them, which is a worthwhile improvement. Iceflake Studios says they intend to release multiple blogs between each patch, with the next blog focusing on game mechanics. At the end of the blog, they do tease other future endeavors, which, if I had to guess, alludes to future expansion plans. I'm lukewarm on another expansion at the moment, though I'd be open to it if the theme is exciting and the base game gets the fixes it needs. For many players, myself included, the absolute biggest issue is the game's performance. This is said time and time again in reviews, on the forums, and Iceflake Studios itself talked about the need to optimize the game in the video introducing their studio. These issues persist years after release, and it's hard to discuss the game's other problems if simply trying to play it brings issues. Some players are having issues with the game crashing or simply not launching. I am thankful that I've not had either of those problems, but I'm running the game on a decent PC and frankly, it runs terribly. Even after adjusting graphics settings and updating drivers, I still get strange visual glitches that make me feel like the research chemicals have kicked in. Some moving objects have trails behind them, while others flicker or show artifacts. All of this on top of my computer tower sounding like a helicopter trying to take off. Another problem that needs to be resolved is the lack of life in the cities. This is an area the first game excelled in, as the cities felt more dynamic, like stuff was actually happening in them. Given that the game already has performance issues, I can imagine that adding animations for fire trucks, police, and construction is currently too much to ask, but that doesn't mean I don't want them. Metropolis 1998 is being built by one person. It's still early in development and you should absolutely try the demo. But just look at how it portrays construction. You can see the studs framing the interior and exterior walls, roof rafters, and sheathing. This adds so much life to Metropolis 1998, and I would like to see some form of this in City Skylines 2, because it is a city builder after all. And as far as city builders go, the City Skylines series is still my favorite. There are many issues Iceflake Studios will need to address, but I'm encouraged by this first blog. I'm eager to see the next post and whether Iceflake Studios can deliver the kind of reset this game is needed by making the changes Colossal Order could not. Subscribe for more. Godspeed.